What's good, Internet? My name is attackslug, and welcome back to SVR 2010 on the Nintendo DS. I am on the road to Captain Charisma, but a giant roadblock known as the world's strongest man stands in my way. It's attackslug, Mark Henry, Extreme Rules. Let's go. If Slug can defeat Mark Henry, he'll face Christian for the ECW Championship. But taking on the world's strongest man is no easy task. He'll need a lot of luck, a lot of heart to beat Henry. Then there's Kozlov on a mission to destroy ECW. We don't know why, just because. I still don't know what that's about. Hopefully, it won't impact tonight's match, which means it probably will. If I had to wager a guess, having watched a lot of wrestling in my life, it probably will. We shall see. But I welcome you to Thursday, and somebody gonna get their wig split. And that somebody, at this point, might be Vincent Kennedy McMahon with how things have been going. So if you haven't heard the update on this whole XFL situation and what actually happened and why the XFL commissioner is suing Vince for wrongful termination, as it turns out, as the world turns here, the fact that he was promised a salary of $20 million regardless if the league, the XFL, folded, which obviously, due to coronavirus, it did. However, they sent him a letter the day before they declared bankruptcy, firing him. So they're like, you know what, no. We're going to fire you the day before and not pay you that $20 million that we promised you, even if the league folded. And man, that's Vince McMahon being Vince McMahon. I am not surprised in the least. But man, it looks as if, as of right now, despite Vince saying he was going to put in like $500 million, and despite having cashed out like $328 million in stock, this whole thing with the bankruptcy and everything else, he's only out like $44 million by conservative estimates on what he is perhaps going to be, have spent on this whole thing that made it a whole 5 weeks and whatever else. So Vince is ever the shrewd businessman. You can always give him that. Vince is really good at the beardness. He knows how to handle that money. Clothesline. And roll through. And clothesline. And roll through times 3. Mark Henry, what you gonna do when the slugger runs wild on you with so many clotheslines? Anyhow, elsewhere in the news, Cody Rhodes has filed the trademark for Cody Rhodes. So he will hopefully, at some point, no longer just be Cody. He'll be Cody Rhodes. The time period in which WWE can dispute that trademark has now expired, and Cody himself has filed for that trademark. So we'll see. Henry, let me do a strong grapple on you. Yeah, good God almighty, that would never happen. Would never happen. Nobody is doing that to Mark Henry. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you know. Stunner to Henry. That is, what it is. Can I put away? No, a 1 count. Indignant is Mark Henry. Absolutely indignant. The Vice Crush, the Kali Vice Crush. So it is Thursday, which means that both AEW and NXT happened last night. We'll find out tomorrow, or I guess later today, whether or not that NXT managed to continue to win in the ratings. That one is still the Beal. That one is still up in the air because this show gets filmed at like 9 in the morning, so I don't know that information just yet. I don't know. But let's cover what was important that happened on those shows last night, as Mark Henry is now set up for that good old-fashioned slug sploder. That's right, doing it even the world's strongest man. So it's over, Mark Henry. It's done. I didn't see Kozlov. I didn't see nobody. I get to face Captain Charisma. He did it, folks. Slug has earned his shot at the ECW Championship. I can't believe it. He beat the world's strongest man. Yes, I did. He's like, huh? What? Henry is fuming and very confused how this tiny little man managed to beat him. It is baffling to everyone involved. Here comes Kozlov. He loves WWE. Big headbutt to Mark Henry. What's this? It's Vladimir Kozlov. Mark Henry is his latest ECW victim. Kozlov is eyeing Slug. The Moscow Mauler appears to want a piece of Slug next. I mean, you want some, come get some. Don't sing it, just bring it. Business is about to pick up. Wait, since when did Jim Ross announce ECW? It's the ECW champion, Christian! Captain Charisma is here. But is he here to face his challenger or the outsider? Wait, Hall and Nash are here? He's hitting the kill switch on Kozlov. Good God Almighty. That's how a champion deals with beingness. Kozlov's invasion has come to a halt. I wanted to see what you were made of tonight, and I found out. You deserve a shot at the ECW Championship. You're damn right I do. Next week, you'll find out why I'm the champion. What does Christian mean by that? We don't know. I don't know, but will it affect Slug's title shot? Find out on next week's edition of ECW. Right here on Sci-Fi. Back on that Wednesday business, is there anyone to talk to anywhere? Still Eve and still Vicky and, you know, whatever, man. We're going to sleep. Let's talk about what happened on AEW last night. So, first and foremost, we have our continued TNT Championship tournament, which, as I've said, since they announced all the competitors, it's going to end up being Cody and Lance Archer, and that's looking more and more possible. But your opener here was Sammy and Darby, and man, when they write the story on one of the greatest feuds in this company's history, somewhere down the line, it's going to be Sammy and Darby putting on amazing matches every single time. That ladder spot was sick. Holy crap, right? But Darby does advance, and they totally teased Cody and Darby in that tag team match 2 weeks ago? Something like that. So I had assumed that Darby would win that match in advance and face Cody, right? That is not surprising to me at all. And on the other side, which was your main event of the evening, was Dustin and Kip Sabian. The whole thing here was, alright, if Dustin can't beat Kip freaking Sabian, he's gonna retire. And sure enough, he beat Kip Sabian. And again, that leads to a Dustin and Lance Archer match, which means that once Dustin gets his handed to him by Lance Archer, that makes the match with Cody that much more personal. And again, it all falls into place. It's just common sense booking, and I'm enjoying it a whole lot. I don't know who's going to win between Cody and Archer for those finals, but the next two matches that are going to be happening between Cody and Darby and Dustin and Archer happen next week on Dynamite. So looking forward to that quite a bit. Still Santino, still Randy Orton, still the same backstage business. Let's just head to Christian here because this is some nonsense. Elsewhere on Dynamite, Orange Cassidy got the win versus Jimmy Havoc, so that was cool to see. How you feeling, playa? That was a hell of a match you won last week. A whole lot of clotheslines. Tonight, you'll be... Pardon the interruption. I wanted to see my challenger. How about this? Tonight's winner will decide the kind of match at Night of Champions. You feeling me? Sure. I got no problem with that. I decided the match type last week. Might as well make Slug think he has a fighting chance. That was the dumbest decision you could have made, Captain Charisma. We'll see who's dumb after I retain the ECW Championship. By the way, Kozlov hasn't given up, even though I put him down last week. I hear he still has his eyes on you. But I also love WWE. Chapter 3-3. Thanks to you, ECW is on a roll. Keep it up. Thanks, GM. Much obliged. Much obliged. So, I go back to ECW, and we got Evan Bourne in the parking lot. What's going on? Little Evan Barn. Hey, man! Nice shot. Hey, yeah, my injuries are all better now. I'm ready for a match. Oh. Be careful, Kozlov will just hurt you again. That's great, sure, Evan Bourne. Let's do it. Me too. But there's something I need to see about before I get to that. Foreshadowing. I want some payback against Kozlov. I hear he's still looking for ECW superstars. I want to put an end to that once and for all. For me and all of ECW. You want in on this? Beat down? You just got better, man. What's the rush? Yeah, man, me and you. Beating up Kozlov. That's great. It's payback time for the both of us. Uh-oh. Christian! He's in on it, folks. He's in on it. He knows. Are you dumb? You're picking a fight with Kozlov when you're facing me later tonight? Don't say I didn't warn you. He is the Moscow Mauler. Attention, find Vladimir Kozlov. So that was an optional thing I could have skipped. But now it's find him. I bet he's, like, backstage or in the locker room. One of the two. I don't know. Anyhow, elsewhere on AEW, we had finally an update on one Maxwell Jacob Friedman, who has a hangnail. That was his injury, so that was pretty funny. Enjoyed that. Uh-oh. Wait, they're talking? Why? Slug, I will crush you. And ECW. That's right, Kozlov. Wait, why? Wait, what? You're all C-O-N-spiracy. Why is Mark Henry joining Kozlov? Betrayal. Collusion? Nothing can stop us. What are you doing? You should be fighting for ECW. Didn't Kozlov take care of you already? Evan Bourne? And you, Slug. You got lucky last time. This time will be different. But this game does not have tag team matches. Who do you want, Slug? Give me Kozlov. I've already beaten Mark Henry. Yeah, have fun, Evan Bourne. Have fun with Mark Henry. Good luck with that. Backstage brawl. I will show you who indeed loves double E. Kozlov. Anyhow, that was kind of it for what's important on AEW. Kind of having this whole tournament is the focus of the show, etc., etc. At some point, we're going to get Matt Hardy doing something in the compound, but not quite yet. So, over on NXT, Finn Balor is mysteriously missing. He is somewhere, we don't know where. So, that is interesting, and we'll see how that plays out with Mr. Balor, right? But, he was not there for Velveteen Dream, but obviously, nice. We have the Undisputed Era, and then here comes Keith Lee, and then that whole thing continues and sets up a tag team main event for the show, right? But, more importantly, we have our interim Cruiserweight Tournament business. And, again, both shows doing the tournament thing. I can dig that. Punches in bunches, Kozlov. I can dig that, right? So, here's the part where I'm like, look, man, I've seen a lot of wrestling. And generally, when it's a work, it's pretty clear it's a work. And this whole Drake Maverick thing being released, the amount they were leaning into, oh my god, it's his last matches, he has to prove himself here on NXT, like, if he's legit gone and done at the end of this tournament, like, alright, but good god, they are presenting him as a huge underdog babyface here. Like, it is, if you had a crowd right now, they would be eating it up, like, 100%, that, oh my god, he got fired, and he's in it to win it, and yeah, he lost the first one here to, Jake Atlas, but it is a round-robin G1 style tournament, and he can win the next two, certainly. So, Snapdragon on the concrete didn't get it done. I feel like if he was truly done, they wouldn't even mention him being, like, released. They would just have him lose three straight matches, and then never mention his name again. But, much like mentioning Logan on Raw, it's all kind of weird. It's all kind of weird. Here we go. On the concrete. Pile driver. With a broken freaking neck. Kozlov. That's it. You are donezo. Kaput. Now give me Christian. I hate to say it, but vengeance was sweet. And I could not have done it without you, man. Thanks. I'll give you this. An Evan Bourne card. Alright, a running card. Alright. Now it's your time to shine. Now go out there and become our new ECW champion. Tonight on ECW, it's Slug against the ECW champion Christian. With Kozlov out of the way, Slug can finally focus on winning the championship. Has he bitten off more than he can chew? Is it too much, too soon? I don't know, but I can't wait to find out. Remember, the winner decides the match for Night of Champions. So this is non-title. Alright, cool. Elsewhere on NXT, Kushida won his match against Tony Nese for that Cruiserweight tournament. We had Phantasma win his debut match against Jack Gallagher in that tournament. We had the explanation from Gargano and Candice, who has now dyed her hair because she's a heel, and their whole thing about how they were overlooked and stepped on, and it's essentially enough is enough, and it's time for a change. That was the crux of that whole vignette with those two. And Christian is here looking for his peeps, so that's what he'd do. And Phantasma almost got kidnapped by the SUV thing again, right? But the rumor is that eventually he will be the leader of that weird cult thing. So, we'll see. We'll see. But the main event was Velveteen Dream and Keith Lee versus the Undisputed Era. But Keith Lee got taken out by Damian Priest, who he's facing next week for that North American Championship. And who replaces Keith Lee in that match? Mysteriously, Dexter Lumis. So he's getting a big push there in that scene. So good for him, man. Good for him. Doing it, and doing it, and doing it. But the story there, obviously, is Velveteen Dream pins Adam Cole in that tag team match. So challenger pinning champion in a non-title scenario is a tale as old as time. I'm not surprised by any of that with NXT. So, let us hopefully make short work here of Captain Charisma, Mr. Christian, because I got things to do today. I gotta leave the house today for the first time in like 2 weeks, so you know, things to do. It's gonna happen. The headbutt, oh, the headbutt I was just using, Christian. I get it. I see. Oh, look, you and your peeps? You and your peeps? I don't think so. Deal with this. Boom! The Baldo Bomb. That's right. Get yourself up. Get yourself up. And put yourself down with a bajillion clotheslines. Alright, I'm changing that for tomorrow. That's too many clotheslines. It's too many. Like, if I had just had the Rainmaker, I would have taken that, but this is entirely too many clotheslines. So, alright, it's cool. It is what it is. And we do what we does. Use the card. I don't know which card. Holla holla, Christian. Holla holla. Boom. The big, huge, monstrous powerbomb on your ECW champion. Make it short work here of the champ. So, I'm going to prove my worth here in EC Dubs and win that title, Christian. Win that title, Christian. Slug Sploder. Get used to it. It ain't going to be the last time you feel that. Ladies champions, I'm coming for you. 2, 3. And I get to pick the stipulation. I can't believe it. Believe it. Slug has defeated Christian. I'm stunned, and Christian appears stunned too. I mean, I didn't even give him a stunner, so... Here comes Teddy Long. Well, I can't say I was surprised by that outcome. As promised, pick the match you want at Night of Champions. Extreme Rules match. The Ambulance match. This game has that in here? Cool. Let's do that. It's been decided. At Night of Champions, it'll be an Ambulance match. I have to wonder, will this match favor Slug or Christian? That's an excellent point. Just because Slug chose the match type doesn't mean it's to his advantage. We'll find out at Night of Champions. I guess it's like next week. But that's the end of today. Things certainly happened, if you will. I am your host, attackslug. See you back here next time. More videos right here, and I'm out.